I want to talk to you guys right quick about these so-called boxing media outlets, you know, and why it's so hard to trust them and why we can't get any good information because I see a lot of it around. I see a lot of people bringing it up. I see my man ILTBA bring it up. I see my man Boom Man bring it up. You see it with FightHype.com. You see it with Ellie Setback. You already know what goes on in the LDBC, Boxing Ego. You already know what goes on with that. And why it's so hard for you to find a decent boxing outlet, media site, or channel that you could actually trust and believe in what they say. And I'm going to do this primarily with the people who go to these boxing events and do interviews and stuff like that. Those are the primary content creators that I'm talking about, those who actually go to these shows and stuff like that. The reason why you damn near can't trust any of these boxing channels and boxing YouTube channels that goes to these fights and interviews these fighters, most of the time is simply because these boxing media outlets get let into training camps and get let into gyms so they can gain footage, and they'll split the footage up 4 different ways and they'll put it on there, and that helps generate their revenue, for their income and for their living and stuff like that. At any point in time, if a boxer, a trainer, somebody in their camp, somebody from their entourage, mother, brother, or sister gets on YouTube and maybe sees something on this boxing media outlet's channel that does not hold their father, their fighter, their brother, or whoever in a good light, then that will cut off the access that they would gain with getting interviews, with talking to trainers, getting inside the gym, getting inside the training camp, getting footage. So these guys are, for the most part, bound by loyalty, because if they don't have loyalty towards a certain fighter or a certain group or something like that, then they won't get the footage and they won't get the interviews. So therefore, they can't step out on the edge and be truthful about boxing. That's what they don't tell you about these media outlets who go to these fights. A lot of people ask me, well, Bruce, why don't you go ahead and do it? And I keep telling people, I said, I cannot enter that world. I do good exactly where I'm at. The boxing world can't handle me. YouTube can't handle me. And why is that? Because it's not like I'm something dynamite and special. It's just that I will tell the truth at all costs, and I don't care who it is. I have a disease, and I'm going to call it a disease in this world, of being a real cat, of being genuine, of being of substance. And if you do something, I'm going to call it out. I don't know how to turn the blind eye to stuff, especially stuff that bothers me. I've tried all my life. I can't do it. That's why I always speak my mind, because it's the only way I feel good. I don't feel good holding stuff in. It literally makes my stomach hurt to hold stuff in. I need to get it out so I can breathe. If I'm holding something in, I can't breathe. But I say that to say that I can't get an interview from one of these boxers and then they do some ducking stuff. I'm going to tell you that they're ducking, and then think I can go back around to them and interview, unless they just thorough like me. But hey, man, you called me out on that. It is what it is. I ain't mad. I know you just being straight down the middle. They're not going to play that game, So for the most part, you can look at these boxing channels and media outlets to go to these fights. They're all compromised in some way, shape, form, or fashion. None of them will ever be able to speak like me. That's why I like my position. They'll never be able to speak like me. They'll never be able to call out. They'll never be able to report on real stuff, because they always got to stay in these boxers and these trainers' good graces in order to gain footage, in order to gain interviews, and in order to gain anything. Other than that, they won't make no revenue and they won't make no money. Then it's closed down, hang the sign up, show's over. So this is why it's so hard to get the truth. This is why it's so hard to get people to tell the truth, which everybody knows. So yes, this channel is going to be a fanboy. This channel is going to protect Earl Spence. This This channel is going to protect Deontay Wilder. Why? Because Wilder gives them the interviews. Why? Because Errol Spence lets them into the camp, or this, and that, or this is that and third. You see with Ellie Setback dealing with. Do you think Ellie Setback will let anything bad be said about Robert Garcia? And I mean, as much footage, that he gets from them and this and that, he can't go against that. He can't go against what's going on over there. And then that's the other thing. You can't really be yourself. You're going to have to always smile in people's faces and stuff like that. That's one thing I like about Terrence Crawford. Once he's seen that, you're no good. He doesn't mess with you. He doesn't do interviews. He doesn't feed none of that. But this is why it's so hard for you guys to find a good boxing outlet channel as far as those who goes to the fight to trust, because they all, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, have to kiss ass. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, whether they kissing a whole lot of ass or just a little amount of ass, there's going to be some compromising going on. And I address this because somebody asked me, and I keep getting asked this. Well, how do you know this? And these are casuals, they don't know. Well, how do you know how do you know what's Bruce? How do you know what's a good boxing website? How do you know this? The truth is you don't know. You don't know, but you're just going to have to use your own common sense for the most part. But that's the reason why these guys will not let you talk about fighters that they interview. This is what some of them know, that you're telling the truth, but they have to do that because they're going to want another interview to put up. That they can monetize and get paid off of. I'm not blaming anybody. Everybody got to put food on the table. But people kept asking me this, and I said, this is why. And I told them, you're more likely to get authentic and honest and unbiased commentary and, footage and stuff like that from people who actually don't go to the fights, people who actually don't attend the fights. I mean, we can go to the fights, but I'm not interviewing none of that. And that's just not my style. I don't have the patience to do that. But this is why I told one of the people who wrote me, I said, this is why me per se, I trust more content creators who actually don't go to the fights and get a whole lot of interviews more than I do people who actually, is going to the fight and interviewing, because when you're sitting where I'm sitting, there is no reason for me to be compromised. There is no reason for me to be biased because I don't have to kiss ass to get in anybody's camp. I ain't got to hold my tongue. I ain't got to protect them. I ain't got to pretend like I'm stupid. How much have y'all seen Ness play stupid on the Boxing Voice for Deontay Wilder? You got to play stupid for these guys. Do you see how stupid Blue Blood, 78 Sports, these guys got to play dumb. They forcefully have to ignore all Wilder's fuckery. They forcefully have to ignore all Errol Spence lies. They forcefully have to ignore Gervonta Tank Davis ain't fought nobody. These things that they have to ignore, and in the process, you compromise yourself as a man. That's why I'm not interested in doing none of that. I like my position right here. And this is why you guys have a hard time finding an authentic outlet. Because they have to be cordial. They have to be polite. They should be the media, which is elusive, which is right down the middle, which is transparent, but they're not. But this is the reason why you guys are having that problem. And this is the reason why I lean more towards content creators and people, who actually don't seek to do those things. I still support other people that do, but this is why I lean towards content creators more like me, or, to just play the background and speak from afar, because I can really say what I need to say. I can get raw, rugged, and real down to the bone, and I don't have to worry about, oh shit, I just burnt all these bridges. Oh shit, they just took away my past. Oh shit, I already know what would happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I I already know. You know what I'm saying? I'll walk out one of those buildings one of them days. They'll have me surrounded by 50 black USV trucks and shit. Have 100 motherfuckers jumping out with pipes, bats, and chains. You know what I'm saying? Trying to dissect my ass, you know? But nah, man, I ain't worried about no smoke. I just like doing what I'm doing from my position because it's the only way I can stay 100% real. I can say what I want to say, and I can say what needs to be said. So that is me answering the question to one of my subscribers. I'm sorry I forgot your name, but I'm currently on break in doing this video, so I couldn't remember exactly where I seen it, but you've been asking me that quite a few times, and I figured I'd just talk on it. You guys are more than welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments section. Bruce Vane, I'm out.